Hello, and thank you for tuning in to today's video on short naps. My name is Sherry Stahl. I'm the owner of Nest Together Sleep Company. I am a registered nurse and a baby-led sleep specialist, and I am also a huge advocate against sleep training or any separation-based techniques, including cry it out, controlled crying, or any of those. So I am here to deliver information for moms. I love to advocate for normal infant sleep, and I encourage you to subscribe to my channel and ask away at any questions you have on content that I haven't covered yet. And I would love to make a video about something that I've missed. So today I want to talk about short naps because that is something that is super common. I hear a lot about that. It's important to note on the normal infant sleep aspect of this that lots of babies under 6 months are cat nappers. And the statistics say that, before 6 months, cat naps are common. I would actually say in my practice and my own experience with my 3 little ones that naps really don't start lengthening until around 8 months of age. So completely normal if your baby's 6, 7, 8 months and you haven't seen any sort of consistency or lengthening happening there. And it's also important to note that some babies are just cat nappers, especially if this is your second baby and your first baby never really napped that long, that there is a genetic component there, and you might just have babies that like short naps. And I find that lots of moms find that a huge relief. So once you know that that's normal or that's how it's going to be, then you can sort of build around that. And it's not quite so stressful, but there are lots of things that you can try and work through that. So as with all of my videos, I like to do a little education piece at the beginning, and then I like to give you some concrete steps that you can take to help remedy the problem that you're having. So today is short naps. So one of the first things that I recommend is to make sure that your baby has lots of sleep associations. So a sleep association can be a million different things, and it can be a million different things for each individual baby, individual family. It totally depends on who it is. So for example, in my house, our sleep associations, we have a white noise machine, we have a comfort blanket, there's a sleep sack, I have blackout blinds, I used to have a little mobile that spun around and played music, and used to be nursing to sleep when they were younger. You could also have a special song that you sing or rocking. It could be a million different things. So it's important to look at what individual sleep associations your baby has. And maybe you don't have enough of those. So maybe your baby needs a comfort item and you need to look at introducing a lovey. If you check out the bottom of this video, I have another video on how to find the right comfort item for your baby. And having a comfort item is really important for nap durations because it can help them get back to sleep if they're struggling to link their sleep cycles. So and it also helps if you're adding another caregiver, if your little one's going to be going to daycare, that having that sleep association that they can take with them will help them nap in a new space or for another caregiver as well. So I really like to make sure that sleep associations are strong, and then if sort of that being the foundation of all this, if that's in place, then we can look at some other solutions. So the next thing I like to look at is, of course, wake windows. And you're gonna say, well, how do I know what is the right wake window for my baby? And of course, that is different and totally goes between different babies of different ages and different temperaments and so many things that come into play. But generally, you want to be watching for tired cues. I'll cater this a little bit to, we'll say babies around 8 months of age, because usually by then they are having longer periods of awake time. So sometimes it's between 2 to 3 hours. So you want to kind of keep an eye out around the 2-hour mark and see how they're doing. And then you want to act on those quick. So, you know, if your baby, you know your baby best, sometimes there is yawning, there's eye rubbing or ear rubbing, or they kind of scratch their head. Totally different for every baby, but by this time you probably know what your baby's tired cues are, and I would cue into those and try to act on them as fast as you can. And try to track that, like get out a pen and paper, track that for a couple days, and then once you see a trend over 3 to 5 days, and you can say, okay, it looks like the morning is about 2 to 3 hours, and then the next window after that is 3, and then the one after that is 4. I do like the 2, 3, 4 schedule, if you've ever heard of that. It does work for a lot of babies, but of course they have to be on 2 naps a day, and it works for a little while. But sometimes it's a good gauge for parents to start at, and then they can kind of tweak it from there based on what time their little one wakes in the morning and so on. The other thing that you can do is, if you feel like your baby's only napping for 20 or 30 minutes and it is like almost to the dot every single time, you can go in and either gently blow on their cheek, or sometimes with my little guy, I would just gently touch his head, not enough to wake him up, but just enough to kind of, you'll hear them kind of like take in a deep breath, and then it's like, then they can extend their sleep a little bit longer. That works for some babies. Again, that's something you need to try over a few days. Like all of these things I'm suggesting, you would want to try over a few days, because nothing works right away. If something works right away, I'd be skeptical of that, because it's just not how it is in the sleep world. So any of these, I wouldn't try them all at the same time, but you can try them, you know, for 3 to 5 days. That doesn't work, move on to the next one. If you touch their head and it wakes them up, then I would go for the nap rescue. So that's where you hear your baby waking up and you go in as quickly as you can, and you either nurse them back to sleep or rock them back to sleep, whatever sort of soothing technique that you like to use. Get in there as fast as you can and try to get them back to sleep. So if that doesn't work, and the touching their head, patting their back, that doesn't work, and you've tried a combination of those things, I'd really look at the wake windows again and see what you can tweak there. If you are too late on the nap, then that can result in short naps as well. So sometimes it's just a matter of tweaking it. And you know, like I talked about the 2-3-4 guideline, that doesn't work for every baby. And I know as a mother of 3, the naps can be so frustrating, and you just, some days it's like they're feeding off your energy, because as we know, babies co-regulate, but it's like you just want your baby in a nap and they just won't nap. So if that's the case, I never recommend that you spend more than 15 to 20 minutes trying for a nap. If it's not working, use motion. Go for a drive, baby in the stroller, baby in the carrier, whatever you guys like to do. Just try to do what you can to make that nap happen. And usually the fresh air helps everyone anyways. So that would be what I would recommend. And then I also wanted to say that sleep progressions can affect naps as well. So if your baby's busy learning how to crawl, learning how to walk, teething is another big one for naps. Sometimes you can be really busy during the day, and all of a sudden things quiet down and your toddler goes to lay down for a nap, and then she realizes that her teething pain is really bugging her. So so many factors to look at with naps. Biggest takeaway here is try not to stress. Try these techniques over a few days. If they're not working, reevaluate. Drop a question below if it's still not working, or you can always reach out to me by email. It is nesttogethersleepco@gmail.com, or leave a link to my website. And I'm always happy to talk about sleep and help you troubleshoot whatever it is. I would love it if you would subscribe to this channel so that you can be in the loop with more of the content that I'm uploading. And if you ever have any other suggestions for videos that you'd like me to make, just let me know and I will do my best to accommodate. Bye.